Hello everyone, my name is Mariana and this is our project.
Fourth major city in the USA, Houston, has become Heritage of Science and Technology, represent an option for research and students' willingness to learning. The terms science and technology might be seen interchangeable, but it's essential to defend them. First, as seen in the Museum of Natural Science, archaeologists and historians search for knowledge, digging up our ancient artifacts and living beings from millennia ago. Besides, tools and machines tell us how people could modify the environment for covering their needs. Technology today is an indispensable part of our routine and has dramatically improved our communication when it comes to doing many things, but now we have become dependent on them. The fact that many people forget people's fun reflects how dependence on technologies makes us incapable in some aspects. The society changed by not living in the moment but being aware of that of others, like in social networks. Another example is the case of the University of California that states that children being so long in front of the screens lose their ability to recognize emotions.
Throughout history, man has created and discovered complex solutions in favor of human health. Some of them are vaccines, anesthesia, germ theory, medical imaging, penicillin, immunotherapy, and many more. During our visit to the Health Museum, we mainly saw about the impact of vaccines, how a virus or bacteria cause chaos and death in a community, and how vaccines solve those problems. In 2018, 770 people died from AIDS. Most of them were from Africa and the Middle East. There are some drugs that reduce the amount of the virus in a person's body, letting them live healthy lives, but there are no vaccines to prevent the disease. While poliovirus or WPV can cause several paralysis or death, the main challenge for a scientist is that the virus can circulate undetected. The Global Polio Eradication Initiative almost eradicated WPV, though there are still some cases in Afghanistan and Pakistan, where extreme ideologies cause hostility to vaccination. Other challenge worldwide is the circulation of vaccines. Obesity, tobacco use, small access to cancer detection and treatment are some challenges scientists have to struggle to fight against cancer. Many people that live with the challenges have a higher risk factor for cancer, but scientists conclude that innovations in cancer care and approaches need to increase their access and improve affordability. Most of the diseases mentioned before have treatments or even have a cure. We learn about how the brain and neurons work. Neurons are responsible for communication information through our bodies. Their interaction defines who we are as people because they receive sensory input from the external world, send a command to our muscles, and transcribe electrical signals. And since neurons are eukaryotic cells, they have DNA located in the cell nucleus, double helix with an exact copy of DNA each of the cells. Human learning is social, and our intelligence consists of adapting ourselves to the environment through cognitive processes, while artificial intelligence consists of machines to mimic human behavior.
Genetic engineering is the act of manipulating the biological material and components of a specific organism. Plant breeding is the purposeful manipulation of plant species to create desired genotypes and phenotypes for specific purposes. Animal breeding is the controlled propagation of domestic animals to improve desirable qualities. Genetic therapy is an experimental technique that uses genes to treat or prevent disease. Stem cells are special human cells that can develop into many different cell types. CRISPR editing, it is a simple yet powerful tool for editing genomes and other basic genetic engineering. In the Science Museum, we got the opportunity to work with professional people. They taught us about our DNA, all the genetic material that it contains, which is responsible for the color of our eyes, hair, and other physical characteristics. The ethical concerns imply the privacy of the genetically tested individuals, the unnatural and potentially dangerous organisms being created, and the long-term effects. Risks are the unknown harms, antibiotic resistance, potential harm to human health, new allergens in the food supply, and many others.
Communication has exponentially expanded people's knowledge for the sake of technological development. Over time, the sharing of ideas has become easier with new technologies. Even with the help of animals and use of structured hand signals, it would still take weeks, sometimes months, to send a message. Communication came from spoken word stories to a high-tech civilization with the ability to instantaneously transmit data. This exponential curve was at the end of the 20th century, when the science and technology established the internet by opening the World Museum. Museums communicate characters and stories, first-hand evidence, and, analogically, the internet is a database where you can find almost everything. I believe that our primary communication is sentimental, because of the emotional nature of human beings. Art communicates feelings, and our expression definitely changed by the evolution of communication through the ages. The museum fine arts widely open our idea of how the complexity of expression has developed over the years. Art is a broad field, and the museum collects many relics and paintings from places all around the world, describing external perspectives of art. The disposition of works of art and the meaning that everyone interprets gave us evidence of how communication evolved significantly in our history.
For the past 5 days, I have learned many things from museums and the visit to the food bank. In the Museum of Science, I got the opportunity to interact with subjects of health, biology, and even chemistry in a didactic and fun way. But I also got to interact with art in the Fine Arts Museum. It has been a great experience and it has made me learn more.
In Houston, I visited the Museum of Natural Science, the Health Museum, and the Holocaust Museum, Houston. I learned about science, health, biology, history, and other topics. Each museum had their own way to teach. Some of them were more dynamic than others, but all of them achieved their goal of teaching something new to every generation.
Houston surprised me with the extensive learning I have been taking in science and technology, and it gave me the awareness of its evolution told in the museums. I can tell people should be encouraged like me to take science and technology lessons outside schools, interacting with primary source of communication that would really interest them into deeper research.
During these 3 days, I enjoyed visiting the Museum of Natural Science and Health because I learned interesting facts about the human body and nature. On the other hand, in the Holocaust Museum, I liked that Mr. Guillermo told us his story, and in the aquarium, it was incredible to play with the rays. In conclusion, I had fun and at the same time I learned.